Down. I'm your host, Diane Rembert, avid reader, award winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diamond's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. Today, I want to talk to you about a biography, autobiography, I guess, about a. He's a triple threat because he's a dancer, he's a musician, and he's also an actor. I'm talking about none other than Columbus Short. So the name of the book is Short Stories, the autobiography of Columbus Short, written by Columbus Short and Marisa Mendez, who is a fellow New Jerseyan. Let me just begin by thanking NetGalley for the copy of this book. Prior to them sending it to me, I had no idea. Well, let me take that back. Maybe about a week prior, I saw someone post a review on this book. I was like, wow, Columbus Short. He's very interesting. We know him from Scandal. Those of you who read and are familiar with True to the Game by Terry Woods, you know that he played Quadir in the movie adaptation. He's known for Stomp the Yard. He's also known for constantly being in the tabloids. Well, I wasn't quite sure what I was getting into reading this book, but when I opened it, like he opened it up with a bang. He let you know what actually happened. Now, the book opens up with Columbus telling you about his account of what happened on the set of Scandal. Let me just say, after reading this book, please do not believe everything that you hear in the tabloids, unless you hear from the horse's mouth. Unless you were there to witness it, you have no idea of what actually went on. And that I will say in reference to some of the things that we have heard about Columbus Short and his, what I now know to be his second wife. So, as he refers to her in this book, as that girl. Okay? And he has his reasons, and they are all justified for why he calls her that girl. I'll say this: if a relationship is not working out, guys, just leave. The constant trying to hurt the other person does not benefit anyone, especially if there are children involved. And in this particular case, there was actually a child involved. And I felt so bad for not just him, but for his daughter as well. So let's go back to the early years. Columbus Short, he tells us of being born to or growing up with a single mother himself, and he had, I believe, two younger brothers. And he said everything was fine. And he said things were going well, but and he talks about a stepfather who was very abusive to his mother, and I could only imagine as a young boy witnessing your mom deal with a lot of things, but he also had his good points. His stepfather did, so he gave us an account of that. But he talks about growing up in California, and having these lifelong friendships with people like Megan Good and a host of others, and how he knew at an early age that he liked dancing, and he would go on these auditions. Let me just say that anything that was probably talked about in the tabloids, he addressed it. If you want to know about the rumors about him and Britney Spears, he addressed it. Like I told you, he opened up talking about the rumors of the domestic violence between him and his wife. He addressed it. His ex-wife, that girl. He addressed racism in Hollywood. He told things that I, just had my jaw dropping. Well, my jaw was dropping from the first scene, let's just say that. But he talked about racism in Hollywood. He talked about his various roles. He talked about different movies. He talked about method acting. He taught me so much about method acting and how, if you guys remember, he played Little Walter in Cadillac Records. Now, the story behind him getting that role is quite interesting, and one that I think you guys would probably be amazed, at finding out. But he actually became Little Walter. Like, he walked on set. He talked about walking on set, and Beyonce was she was filming her scene in front of the fireplace as Etta James. And he knew Beyonce previously. As a matter of fact, at one point, Columbus Short had gone to Beyonce and asked her to take his wife, that girl, out on the road with her, and she did. So he walked up to them and he said, "Hi, I'm Little Walter." And they thought, like, like whatever. And he said from that that's where he started drinking, and he started, smoking blunts every day. And because he became Little Walter, once the movie was over, Little Walter stayed with him, and he did not realize this until years later. So, and I heard about that. I heard that Denzel sometimes after he becomes a character has to go and stay in a hotel to like dis dismember himself, or to divorce that character, to become Denzel again. He talked about him too, and it wasn't quite nice, the things that he had to say. But I will say this, I walked away with a newfound respect for Columbus Short. Again, the dancer, the choreographer, the actor, the father, the now husband of wife number 3. And he seems to be happy. It took him a while to get back on the right path, but he eventually did. And I'm so glad. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in more roles. I'm looking forward to just knowing what I know about him. Going back and looking at his catalog, like it was a memorable performance as Little Walter. Like, I don't who they wanted to play Little Walter and who actually got the role. Like, you will be amazed. But I want to go back and I want to look at him in Stomp the Yard. I want to look at him in episodes of Scandal. Thank God for Shonda Rhimes. And respecting him enough to call him into the office and say some of the things that she said to him, because they felt like he needed to know. So there you have it. Short stories. The Autobiography of Columbus Short by Columbus Short and Marisa Mendez. Please go and pick this book up. Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And like I said, don't believe everything that you see and hear in the tabloids, TMZ, the Shade Room. They, sometimes they have it completely wrong. And this gave me a deeper and better understanding of who he is. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you have not done so already, please take a minute to do that now. I also want to thank you for all of the kind words that you leave in the comments section. I love interacting with you guys when it comes to talking about these books, because what's the point? We read them, we fall in love with them, and then we want to discuss them. So thank you so much. I also want to give a shout out to the Twisted Mother, T Styles, and Sharice Washington for sending me this You Are My Sunshine chain. I told you guys that I will be incorporating that into my videos moving forward. I love it. So thank you guys once again. Until next time, happy reading and be blessed.